All right, what you guys see here is a 52-inch Hunter Preference ceiling fan. This fan, I think, is from the first quarter of 94. Now, it says 1/94. I don't know if that's January of 1994 or the first quarter, which could be January, February, or March. This fan is in a white and brass, or bright brass, so you want to call it. And this fan I got off a marketplace for 25 bucks, and it was really close to my from my house, actually. There's another, I see a lot of these go on marketplace by me, but the ones that I really want are like an hour or two drive. I found a Verde one of these. I found 4 Verdes, and they were listed as for free. They're actually still listed right now, but it's all the way in New Jersey. So, but this fan comes in different finishes, actually. Verde, which is one of them, white and polished brass like this. It comes in a brass finish. I don't know if the brass finish is bright brass or not, but it comes in that finish as well. It comes in a coral pink color, like a pinkish color, which is called terracotta, and they come in a glossy black. I don't know if they have a plain white one. Never seen a plain white of these. But yeah, this is my second or third Hunter fan, and probably the rarest Hunter fan in my collection. I do have an R&M, and I have an R&M original, and I have a Mayfair. This fan came complete except for a down rod and mounting hardware. Not the canopy and everything. This fan came to me flush mounted. Actually, when I went to go pick it up, the fan was assembled exactly like this, but it was facing on the floor, so it was kind of hard to put it in the car and drive back home and put it up. But yeah, now since I got the preference, now the goal is to get a Southern Classic. The Southern Classic is probably one of my favorite fans from Hunter, probably, if we're not talking about the originals and such like that. I'm not really drawn to vintage Hunter fans, but I picked this up. This fan I wanted last minute. This was a last minute decision, because when I found out that these were as rare as a Hunter Southern Classic and or a Hunter Prescott, I decided to get this as well. So once the plan is to find a Southern Classic or buy a Southern Classic off of someone and hopefully install it in my bedroom, replacing the Pastel Navajo Delta 2. But yeah, and for this fan, it has the black and white Hunter logo. Looks really good, actually. This fan is in really good shape. When I got it, it was a little bit dirty, but just put some of that dust off and stuff. It's really good. The blades were a little bit loose. Some blades weren't screwed in all the way, so some blades were loose, which made it look droopy until I screwed all the blades on, and now it's, no, well, you can't see the screws through here, but yeah. If I do install this in my bedroom, I will put a light kit on it. I can't really, I prefer it with a light. That's just my preference. No pun intended. But this fan doesn't look droopy at all, actually, and I'm shocked. But this fan looks like it's in good condition, really. It doesn't look droopy at all, which is good. But let's start this fan on on low. So yeah, I got this off of Marketplace. This also does not have the glossy blades, which I do like, but I did hear that glossy blades warp easier than non-glossy blades, so it's also a plus. I did have this run all night. I don't know why. Typically I'll have fans that I got like new unboxing stuff run all night to get those bearings nice and good and stuff, or have it run for a couple of days. This fan not particular, because obviously it's from Marketplace and somebody had this in their house. So I actually went to go pick it up, and yeah. I was supposed to get, I think, this fan last week, but I didn't really get a response from the seller till this week. It's a good low speed. If I had a choice to put this in my living room, I would. The only thing is that it wouldn't really go well in the living room. In my opinion, I don't think it really would go well with the living room. This fan came after the Hunter Infinity, which is another fan I'm looking for, which I can get. There is one that's close to me, like 20 minutes out or something like that. It's really not that far. It's not hourly far. And it's an antique brass. I could grab it. But I think these are more rare than the Infinity. The Infinities look cool, don't get me wrong. The thin, skinny blades look cool and all and stuff like that. But I don't know if I'm gonna really get my hands on an Infinity. At one point, I really wanted to get a Infinity, but until I really looked into other Hunter fans to get, which was this one. But this fan is quiet, dead silent. Hear a slight, like tiny hum, but it's not, you know, irritating or anything. This fan does make a creaking noise because of that. But the mounting hardware that I put to mount the fan, I grabbed from my Mayfair that you guys know, that's from 1988. So I put it on this fan. This fan is actually younger than the Mayfair that I got. But I had this run on this speed basically all day today and the day before. If I had a down rod with this, it would have been better. But I'm assuming, since that's black and white, I'm really curious if the screws, the actual original screws would have been white. Because I know these fans are the only fan that I know that does that weird oddball mixture. We'll have like white screws on a fan that's brass. The bright brass looks really good though, especially in this lighting. It's not bad. Definitely a good combination between the two. I could definitely see this in my bedroom in the future. I was actually thinking about doing it today, but I just bought shades for the Pastel Navajo and I don't want to take it down. And because, you know, in my opinion, I think Casablancas are a hassle to take down because you have to loosen the hang true and do all that other stuff. But otherwise, if this was installed in my room, this probably would have never wobbled. It doesn't even wobble like on high or anything, which is good. When I got it, the fan was on reverse, so I'm assuming that The original people who had this fan on reverse. From a fan that's from '94, I also noticed that it has that connect thing that Hunter has now to this day. So they've been trying to modernize their ceiling fans for a while. It's just that my favorite Hunter I would like to own would be a Southern Classic. Definitely. I got a preference because it's as cool as a Southern Classic. I got a preference because it was as cool as a Southern Classic. But I like the Southern Classic better. Would I trade this fan for a Southern Classic? Maybe. Maybe not. I definitely want to keep this one though. If I find like a second one or another one that I think is cooler, or if I find a terracotta one, I'm probably gonna give this one away. But fan's definitely a good air mover. It's not a bad fan at all. When I first got it, I was kind of like disappointed because I thought, you know, this fan was something else until I actually looked at it and it was this. This fan is definitely one of the rarer ones, and I found another fan exactly like this by the same seller. So who knows? Maybe I'll pick up another one from her. You know, because why not? I think that one is in a different finish. It's in like a all brass finish. So with that, with wood blades, would be pretty cool. And we got spin down. When I did spin down on this last night, this spin down was not a bad spin down, but it was, I'd say it was like pretty long for a spin down. So I don't really see this fan being really anywhere in my house at the moment. The only light kit I will put on this would be a spotlight kit. It's pretty much it, because I don't really know what other light kit would go good with it. Especially with that weird long switch cap design, I think the best option would be a spotlight kit. But like I mentioned, the fan has like no droop, so I'm assuming the people who owned this fan before really took care of it to the best of their abilities before they decided to sell it. I'm assuming this fan was in a bedroom because this fan is not greasy or anything. It had to be in a bedroom or in a living room that's like nowhere near a kitchen. Because this fan is, like, when I cleaned it, it was not greasy or anything at all, actually. So a dual install of 2 of these will be pretty cool. Dual install of this will be awesome. In my opinion, I think it'll be pretty cool to have two of the same ones. If I had a second one of these, I'll definitely put it somewhere down here to where it's good enough to be a dual install. Because at the moment, my other box that I have on my official testing rig, that box currently is malfunctioning, and I had to take it down. So technically, I don't have a box for my original spot, so that's why I'm testing it, or testing fans right here, because I was supposed to do a universal hugger revisit with the light kit, and the box came loose and almost fell, so I had to take apart the fan and everything. Luckily, this one is 10 times safer, and I always check it before I put up a new fan here to make sure that this box here is fine. And this box is fine. It does have a little shakiness, but that's not from the box. That's actually from the mounting part, and not the little metal bars. It's from something else, fan related wise. Because every other hugger I put up here is fine, or any other flush mount fan is fine, so it has to be a fan issue. But yeah, I'm really proud of myself that I got this fan. Definitely one of my favorite personal fans. It is going to be hot today, so I am going to have this run on medium for today. Just like how I'm going to have my Pastel Navajo probably run on medium today. It's going to be hot today. Luckily, I have AC, so I wouldn't really have to rely on ceiling fans too much. But it's a nice thing to just keep the house cool and stuff. Especially keep the basement cool. Especially by here. But as you notice, like I mentioned, fan does not have glossy blades. It actually has like plain wood blades. So, but the brass is in really good condition though. I know a lot of preferences that don't have this cap. You can actually remove this cap here. You can actually remove this cap here, and if you want, you can install a light kit. Typically, I see 100 preferences like this, but since I have the cap for it, I can actually just squeeze it back up there, and it will click on it just like that. So, yeah, this is my white and brass 52-inch Hunter Preference ceiling fan. And yeah, thank you for watching.